and welcome to Geek Week News. I am your announcer, Lance Allen.
And I am Stephanie Allen.
We welcome our new year with the joy of a new Star Wars movie. The Force has indeed awakened. No snooze alarm for you. But not everyone is as thrilled. In a recent interview, George Lucas compared Disney to white slavers. And not to be outdone, presidential candidate Ted Cruz released a statement saying that calling them white slavers was racist.
Yes, as we all know, white slavers are no worse than any other kinds of slavers. And to say otherwise is the height of racism. So take that, George. Hopefully that will finally put you back into your place. Also, how can you say that Disney is any kind of a white slaver or really any other kind of a slaver? You put the most evil, vile Jabba the Hutt in charge of so many atrocities into your children's movie.
He's so horrible. What did you call him? You said he was what? A tongue with a tongue?
He looks like a big dried out tongue with two little beady eyes with a little tongue coming out of a slit.
So how could you, George? NoFurers unite. After years of the term NoFurers becoming a derogatory slang, NoFurers galaxy-wide have banded together to form the Union for the Protection of the Rights and Dignity for NoFurers across the galaxy, or the UPRDNG, or Uprising. In a recent statement, they say, for too long the term NoFurter has become a derogatory slang used to belittle people. But this hurts those of us in this noble profession that now can't go anywhere in the galaxy without being labeled scruffy-looking. It's a rough life out there. Nerfs do not hurt themselves. But this blanket prejudice against us is an insult to this centuries-old and noble profession. We aim to enlighten, educate, and show this galaxy that not all nerf herders are scruffy-looking, that there is nothing wrong even for being a nerf herder. If Han Solo doesn't have a problem being called a nerf herder, then who should? Powerful words indeed, and I hope they get the respect they so richly deserve.
Right. So I have to talk about something about ObiWan Kenobi. In episode 3, there's this moment where Anakin is yelling at Padme about running off with Obi-Wan. And there's this look on Ewan McGregor's face that is so hilarious to me every time I see it. And it's this look that tells me that it hadn't occurred to him that she was a lady. It hadn't occurred to him because he grew up with the Force. And he doesn't see gender. He just sees general Force areas of people. And until that moment, he didn't realize really what woman meant and what man meant. And he has this kind of a coming to God in a way. And I think that he would explore this a little bit by going into a bar. So here's what I would think it would be like if young Ben Kenobi, Ewan McGregor, went into a bar to pick up chicks. So you have young Ewan McGregor walk into the bar, probably need to have some advice from the bartender about who was a lady and who was not. And the bartender saw this flamey lady across the way and said, you know what, go ahead and start with her. And so Ben Kenobi goes over and is like, hello, look at my lightsaber. It is really long. Isn't it very masculine? And she just stares at him. And he says, look at my russet beard. It's very bushy. Isn't that nice? And she just stares at him, not saying a word. And so he goes over to her, thinking that maybe some kind of nonverbal communication was in order, and gently touches her on the shoulder. After this, she says, "Ecto gamut," and then runs away. And he's clueless because he has no idea what just happened. And so his older self, played by Abraham from The Strain, because folks, I tried to find an Alec Guinness Obi-Wan Kenobi figure, but they are very few on the ground and certainly no Funko, so this is just how it's going to be. So he goes up to his younger self, and he cannot believe how stupid he is, and he says, you know what, Ecto gamut, which by the way you should know this since it is a space language, means never without my permission. I cannot believe that I was ever that young. I cannot believe that I was ever that stupid. I cannot believe that I am in public brandishing my lightsaber for all to see, endangering people's lives. And so then he starts crying as his younger self and he runs off. And then Obi-Wan goes over, probably has a whiskey or some such, when Linda Belcher sees him from Bob's Burgers. And she wanders over and says, hello, look at your facial hair. It looks really nice on you. You know what? I prefer a nice mustache, slightly trimmed like Tom Selleck or my husband. But you have that little curtain there below it, and it kind of looks good on you. Look at your little hat. And he's like, you know what? thank you. Thank you for coming over. I need to have this conversation right now with an intelligent human being. And so they have a nice conversation about life and about kids and everything that they've gone through when Linda starts to realize, you know what, you're a very nice man, but you look a little lonely. So let's go ahead and look around. You go ahead and which one of these ladies you want me to get for you? You want the blue one? Yes, see, how hard is that? Just, maybe years of experience once you realize that women are people and you have a nice conversation with them in the bar and maybe they'll pick you out a lady and be your wingman.
Now in this segment, since imitation is the greatest part of flattery, we reprise the SNL tradition of the really moment. Really? Having a great potential ObiWan like Max von Sydow in your movie, and you kill him off in the first 5 minutes.
Yes, this is something that bothered me. Just like Clancy Brown and Sleepy Hollow. They bring him in, he's all cool, he's grizzled and amazing, and they just kill him off.
It's not like you didn't have the budget to pay for him.
Yes, exactly.
Really? Really? You have Simon Pegg playing a troll merchant who has the Millennium Falcon, and you expect us to believe he wouldn't maintain that in near mint condition and in the original packaging if he could get it.
Yes, he would take care of that. He would wax it off. He would make sure that it was in the best possible condition. He would take some of that saran wrap that he wraps those little food rations in, and he would wrap the Millennium Falcon in it. It would be his baby, as if Simon Pegg would ever let the Millennium Falcon become that
not cared
broken.
For. I'm sorry. I know it gets to you.
It's just wrong.
No.
Really?
And he didn't put like the club on there. No security device. He could put the club at least on it to deter them from stealing it.
Really?
Really?
You're going to have Bill Hader voice BB-8, but no one has thought to do a special new Star Wars Christmas special. Except in this one, it's celebrating Maker's Day for droids. And Stefan is showing BB-8 the best club in the Outer Rim. Here is maybe an excerpt. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do Stefan. You do Seth. Okay?
Okay. I'll be Seth Meyers here.
Okay.
How was your holidays?
It was bad, Seth. I had my grandma visiting and no one understands her like I do. And they think I'm the freak. I'm just like Granny.
I know you are. I know how much you care about your granny there.
And they blame her for things when she talks racist things. They don't realize that she's just bored out of her head.
Bored? Why is she bored?
It's like when I say crazy things, it's just to get attention because I want to be loved.
I understand.
But
so what's your advice there then?
The advice is to treat your grandma as if she's some kind of human being. And maybe when she gets that look in her eye, like she's going to say something like, all black people can drive, something crazy and off the wall. She only says it as a little bomb to liven things up because she's bored.
So what you're saying is that all relatives talk like that because they're bored?
Yes, they've lived a very long time, and we treat them all like they're some kind of glass figurines. But you know what? That grizzled old lady or that grizzled old man has lived through very many things, and nothing that you can say can really shock her. So go ahead and maybe have an actual conversation with them so they don't have to say these kinds of things.
That sounds like great holiday advice. But on to the Christmas special here. Obviously you're taking BB-8 out clubbing. So where would you advise? Where in the galaxy would you take BB-8 out to go clubbing?
The hottest place in the Star Wars galaxy is a place for droids to just get melted. It's called C-3PO's Closet. This place has everything. Some of R2-D2's old antenna in a box labeled butt plugs. The rampant smell of repressed homicidal rage. And what's that? It's a bear wreath.
A bear wreath?
It's that thing of when 5 Ewoks surround you with spears and one of them trips and starts crying, and then the others go over to give him hugs and kiss his ears until he falls asleep.
Wow, that's a new experience. That explains this T-shirt quite a bit there that I got from that club there. So, thank you for that, and thank you for that fine club advice. And with that image in your head, that is Geek Week News. Goodbye.
Goodbye.